Okay,
This has to go on too.
Yeah.
let's begin. It is 12:02.
We haven't started.
We've got 2 reports.
It is 12:03 p.m. on August 6, 2025. We are at the Black Canyon City Plaza, the new office located at 34301 South Old Black Canyon Highway, Suite 4, Black Canyon City. I posted the agenda on the district website, on the post office bulletin board, and on the bulletin board outside of the office. Roll call of board members. Elaine Clayton, board chair.
Melanie Ray, president.
Sean Collins, member at large.
Tom Strezak, secretary.
Bill Whittington, board counsel.
Vince Altrui, user owner.
Oh, Mary Murphy, Upper 301 partnership.
Hi, I'm so glad that 2 people came. This is like so cool. It's our first meeting in the new office, and so you guys are
Pretty nice office.
on the record of special people. Update on district business. Bob is meeting with Morgan Burgess in 55 minutes to make the construction walk that should have been made in April. I have the email from Witha in April indicating, oh, okay, I'll come for a walk, and here we are in August. The documents for RIFA reimbursement were ready to send out on May 25th. But there were delays, and subsequently they didn't even get to WIFA until July. So it's been much longer in the process than it should have been, and the next round should be much easier. But on the bright side, what I'm really proud of is that the district has survived. I mean, this was a really tough situation, having almost, I don't know, $220,000, $300,000 just out from our budget, and we have done a good job at managing with the limited resources we have, and nothing has been shut down yet, and the lights are still on. The Schoolhouse Road project is supposed to be completed and back to operating. There are going to be issues moving forward as to how the events unfolded that led to that particular set of circumstances. And there was a lot of communication matters that needed to be improved. My understanding is that we have ordered some more smart meters, and the type that we currently have, and there was one condition given to the vendor and to operations that before any smart meter could be installed, those customers that already have smart meters need to be educated on them. They need to be taught how to download the app, because these meters allow the owner user to track their water usage in real time on a minute-to-minute basis. But at present, people with smart meters don't know they have them, and we don't have the software installed to do that. So the online work orders, that's supposed to be coming to a completion soon, so that all the work orders will be initiated online and tracked online, so that we can do a better job of making sure that we're out there meeting the customer needs, and it just is less confusing, less expensive. I mean, eliminating. If you could have seen the process that was used to create a work order, it's like, it was just crazy. We are going through the office records that haven't been gone through probably in 25 years, and we're looking at where we can send the ones that really need to be digitized. Some of the older records that go through the history of the district. And it's important to do that before we move and get a lot of that done, because we need to know what's in our files, we need to know what's missing, we need to digitize those documents that could be, come so damaged and time-worn that they're illegible. So we're working on that. And Lisa with the Arizona Rural Water, she got permission to come and work with us free of charge to help us go through all of the records. And that's important because I have no idea, I don't think anyone sitting at this table has any idea, the records that have to be maintained forever, the records for 5 years, and she has that. There are like 300 pages of record-keeping criteria. It's crazy. And we're not getting charged for it. So the fact that we're paying $650 extra a month in rent so that we can transition without a lot of chaos is with her. So we would be paying several $1,000s for someone with her qualifications to come in and help us, and we're doing that for free. That's all I have for that. So we move to item 4, ratification.
Madam Chair, I recommend that you entertain a vote to go to executive session under A3 for items 4, 5, and 6.
I'm sorry, you what?
I recommend that you entertain a motion to vote to go into executive session under A3 on items 4, 5, and 6, so you can get legal advice on each of those 3 issues.
Okay. And that means that,
Did I believe?
well, let's actually do those that don't require the executive meeting item. Let's do the item agendas that do not require an executive meeting first. We can go to
Number 8.
number 8, discussion and possible action regarding the authorization for Natalie Galgano to have access to the Yavapai County Treasurer accounts for accounting purposes. So, Natalie has taken over, she's the district CPA, she has taken over the majority of financial responsibility for the district's accounting system. And I spoke to someone at Yavapai County the other day trying to get Tom on, and I'm sorry, not Tom, Sean, and thank goodness they are going to have, they're going to give the customer, the districts the ability to view all of the accounts online soon. I was reassured that's coming. Because anytime we need to know something, we have to call them or send an email to them to transfer money. It's just really inconvenient. So that was really good news. But it's so important for Natalie to be able to access all of those accounts so that she can keep track of what's going on. We have discussed this on numerous occasions that we need to get the capital improvement funds to be for capital improvement projects, and it's not been that way for an extended period of time. She needs to be able, I need to know if a check is clear. I don't know the check number. I can't go online to see. If Natalie had access to those accounts, it would be much easier for her to check. And she could also be a check signer, as she said in the last meeting, in the event of an emergency. Which we can never say we will never have that kind of an emergency. That would be foolish. Right. She would not act as a check signer unless it was urgent, but we would have that option. So, any comments?
I would like to discuss some things about Natalie, but I don't think it's under this agenda.
Okay, then we can't discuss that.
Yeah, but yeah.
So let's
Don't
take-
seem to be able to get things on the agenda, me or her.
I'm sorry, what?
We don't seem to be able to get things on the agenda,
Who's
her
that?
or I.
I would disagree with that, but you're
Okay, you
you're
can
okay.
disagree with it.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, Bill's here, so he can say if it, is, discussion, because I guess really we do have what we call well, I don't know if it's listed on here now, but usually it's on the agenda that says, things related. Oh, variables there too. So, variables there too, we're discussing Natalie. But Bill, so this just needs to be right on point as far as her authorizing her to have access to the treasurer accounts for accounting purposes, right?
You can bring up any issue that relates to that issue.
Right, relates to that issue. Okay, yeah, it's not gonna work, so, yeah, we just gotta carry on, I guess. I'll try to find out things that I need to know later.
Well, you can always ask that it be placed on a future agenda if you wish.
Right, so, well, can we place on the future, because this is now making it public that this is a request, can we place on the future agenda the budget that we have for Natalie? We approved, I believe it was up to $20,000 a year for her. So just if we can discuss the budget for Natalie.
That should be on the financial report that she submits every month under the title of what her position is. And so the dollar amount to date should be on her monthly report.
Right, and I do have like the proposed budget, so that's up to $30,000 on the proposed budget, but it is just a proposed budget.
And then you would have to read her
But
contract.
we're getting into, you know, that this is something future that I would like to
Okay.
discuss. And
And I encourage you until we get that on the agenda that you just look at the financial reports and you can
oh, I
always reach out to
have,
Natalie.
and I'm looking at them closely, yes.
I'm sure you are. And you can always reach out to Natalie.
Yes, and thank you, because I will.
Okay. So, Sean, any comments on that?
No, I feel comfortable with adding her. It's gonna make it more streamlined, having one source like that. She'll streamline the electronic portion of it, so I like her being added on.
You're absolutely correct with that. Melina? Okay, so I'd like to entertain a motion to add Natalie onto the Yavapai County, all the Yavapai County board accounts, and as a check signer. Second, the motion?
Yep. Can I interrupt you?
Yes.
Pardon?
You said as a check signer or just access to it?
Both.
Okay, so you want to not only be able to review it, but actually sign checks on it?
Yes, in emergency
Yes.
situations, as discussed at the last meeting.
I didn't know that till just now, I just want to make sure you meant it.
Okay, we got a second. All in favor? We already had a discussion. Anything else?
No.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes unanimously. Discussion and possible action regarding improvements to the new office space. One of the things I'm going to give you guys that I wanted, one of the reasons I wanted to have a meeting in here, here's part of a budget for the work to be done that we'll be discussing, is that,
Recording it too, because apparently it stopped recording in the last meeting.
is that
Excuse me.
there's some renovation work or some work that needs to be done just to make it look like a professional office. One would be window coverings. We don't have anything. My suggestion would be being able to have the pull-down blinds such that are in the current office. It keeps out the sun. It's zero visibility. You can't see through. But we'll have to have this conversation as we move forward. Whether we decide to do anything today or not is irrelevant. We just need to consider those items that we want to have done. The other is building a wall here, and I think today is a perfect example. So what would happen is a wall would come across here with a door here. And we're saying a wall and not sliders so that, Sean, one side or the other could be used as a meeting room. Not that we would have it as a meeting room all the time, it could be used as a part of, it would be used as a part of the office, but in matters such as this, we could have a board meeting, we could go into an executive session, you guys could, go through the door here, wait here until we were done and come back in. Right now, when we have vendors or other people coming in the office, there's no division from customers and all of the other district activities, and it gets very confusing. And so one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to invite the entire board to the office when we are having a meeting so that they can get a first-hand experience as to what it's like to try and have a meeting and have discussions without having any privacy in the space. It's not professional, and
Discussion?
excuse me, no, it is not professional, and it really demonstrates a complete lack of professionalism. The other would be a sink. We have a toilet. The toilet is not for customers to use, but it's for those people coming into the office, such as anyone here today. Unfortunately, there is no sink. So putting a sink, and the sink would go here, but it has to have a cabinet-like piece to hold it up. I think having a toilet and no sink to wash your hands, or just no sink to wash your hands, is about as unhygienic as you can get. And as a nurse, I find it just offensive to even consider that we would have a toilet and no sink.
The Japanese make toilets where the water that's going into the tank goes into a little basin on the lid of the toilet tank, so you can wash your hands in that stream, and then the water goes into the toilet tank for flushing.
Could we set that up here?
Yeah, you could. I don't know if you could find that. Then you wouldn't have to make a sink.
I think that's a
I'm
great
sorry
idea.
if I asked.
Oh, no, no, no.
Some agent companies don't.
I'm sorry.
Some agent companies don't.
Yeah, that's
It's
true.
just a hole in the
Yeah.
Oh, well, we'll just take off the toilet, put in a hole in the floor like an outhouse, and have a garden hose hooked up out the back door.
I think we can bring back order to this meeting. Everybody's talking.
We can also entertain any other options that we might want. But, and I want to point out that the district is very conscientious about how money is spent. And spending money on making the office professional and for it to serve the needs of the district in a professional light is important, because the office is a reflection of the district. And I think input from the public is important, because some people are quite concerned that spending any amount of money is...
On that, I'm going to reach out to the Dermo down in Phoenix. So Dermo is what we do with old military office wear. Every time they move or upgrade it.
Wait, we're not open for discussion
Oh,
yet.
perfect.
Sorry.
I'll talk to you after.
No, you can discuss it. So that's where I stand. I think, if the public is going to be totally appalled that we spend $7,000 or $8,000 to make the office professional and just meeting our basic needs, then that would be appreciated. So now we can go into discussion. Melina, any thoughts?
Well, I'm still not happy with this estimate that got sent. It's the same exact estimate that was sent, number one. And when I had asked for a detailed estimate, and I never got that.
I sent that to him, and he sent an email with some additional information attached, and I sent it to you.
Yeah, and it still wasn't very detailed. It was for more than the first estimate was for, and the third estimate that I received this morning at 1 o'clock, thank you very much, was the exact same as the first estimate.
Yeah.
Excuse me, just wait until we come around to you, please. Thank you.
Sure.
So,
So I'm not happy with the estimate. I'm not happy with the amount of work you want to do in here.
To put a wall?
This town knows that we're poor, and, you know, I just would like a better estimate, and I don't think we need all that work.
Are you saying you don't think we need the wall?
The wall, perhaps, but the toilet, absolutely not.
No, we have a toilet. We're talking sink so people can wash their hands. And we've
Well,
got,
the estimate says replace the toilet, so, you know.
well, if somebody wants to come in and clean out the toilet, that would be fine.
I'm gonna clean it.
John, do you have any comments or?
Well,
Wait.
she's on.
No, I can be done, that's fine.
So I agree with the toilet, it's porcelain, it'll clean out, so that is one thing. The wall, I like having the wall, but, for the furniture, I think there's some options out there. For me, every time I move into new buildings, it doesn't, we've got rid of our old stuff, and like, we can go down there and acquire something that's the government is already going to get rid of and store in a huge warehouse. And I have access to that base. I will go down there and talk to them and see what they have available. Because we only get a couple of desks and maybe a table, and they might have stuff in good condition. It's not in terrible condition. That's what the government does. They go out and buy new stuff and store the old stuff.
And that's a good thought. And in the spirit of saving money, somebody had put 2 chairs and a table out on the side of the street for pickup, and I picked it up and I took it to Melina's house. So,
It belongs to my cat now.
So we'll look at that, but the construction piece of it, maybe get another opinion and have them really break it down.
if you have the time to call a licensed general contractor that comes to Black Canyon City, please feel free to do so.
Okay.
When I was looking at getting prices on the office space where an office space where the current office is, I could not find a general contractor.
What was the last price for the guy? What do you break that to? Was it just average?
Like
72.
7,200.
Nice. Just so I can have something to talk to the guy about. Like, all you can do for this.
So, feel free to do that. Build your thoughts on having having part of the office private. Your thoughts.
Essential, I think.
It's what?
I think it's essential if you want privacy. Yeah. For an executive session, that is. Otherwise, you're going to have to kick everybody out every time.
Exactly. And that's...
Which is what we're going to do to you in a few minutes.
See, I would go into the other room, you know, the buffet.
That would be great, but not going to tell you to...
The library is
So my suggestion for your sink, you might save a few bucks. If you use a pedestal,
If you what?
use a pedestal sink, you wouldn't have to buy a cabinet or countertop. You might save a few bucks on pedestal.
But then that looks like I don't know, that looks kind of crappy when you're in an office. At least if you had, it's a small sink, it's like, I can't remember what you called it, it's like a counter. At least it looks
I hope it'll be cool.
like it could be used for dishes or hand wash. I don't know.
I'm just thinking about
I know.
dollars.
Thank you.
We're talking about dollars.
Tom, your thoughts?
My thoughts are, this is all a big luxury, and we're not Chase Bank. That's my thoughts. And we have to have meetings here now instead of the library.
If you, trying to book a meeting at the library is really, really difficult.
We have every Tuesday. The special meetings may be here, but
We're going to have...
executive session, are we gonna, how much money are we gonna spend on an attorney? We're at $10,000 a month. That's a new one, that's not really in the budget so much. It's showing about $60,000, $50,000 for the year, which is less than $10,000 a month. But we're averaging $10,000 a month.
Tom, I'm going to make
This is a luxury I'm not on board with, not good with. This office is move-in ready right now. Move-in ready. Get some furniture in here, it'll cut down on the acoustics, on the reflective sound and the reverb, if you will. It'll cut down and get some furniture in here, get some furnishings, some wall hangings and things. You have this ahead of window treatments.
No,
I don't see, is window treatments on your $7,200 estimate, and you never got any other estimates, and it's been 3 months. So what's going on?
What is over there?
I did have, I'm going to comment on that, Tom.
That was the one right there.
This is not your home budget, this is a business budget. So,
We're not Chase Bank.
We're not Chase
We're
Bank.
sending ship.
I have the floor now.
Go for
The district is not a sinking ship. I have,
it. Beg to differ.
I have the floor now. The district is not a sinking ship, and Natalie has got all of the finances well handled. And she was quite clear at the meeting that when the WIFA loan funds have been deposited in the bank, we absolutely could afford this amount, not for luxuries, but for the bait, to have an office that meets the basic needs and functions of the district. And if you want to wonder, no, Tom, I have the floor. If you want to wonder why we are going to continue having legal fees, it's because when a board member accuses another board member of embezzling or possibly taking kickbacks from an attorney, then that is a red flag that we need to have an attorney all that much more to make sure that we do everything above board and without any potential for any perceptions that are incorrect.
May I speak?
Yes.
Madam Chair. Did Natalie include the fact that if one of these arsenic systems go down, it's going to cost us about $100,000? Are we all set for that? We're looking at $2 million. Excuse me, it's much more than $100,000. It's $2 million to replace all 3. But there's nothing considering that in the budget. So that's a major, once one of those arsenic, and Bob had that back a little earlier in the year about that being kind of a priority. But there's no mention of that, and this is just...
Okay, I'm going to limit the conversation on this. RCAC is developing a plan to cover all of these costs. How we can do it, what needs to be done. In fact, Lisa with the Arizona Rural Water Association just finished a very detailed picture guide. She took pictures of everything in the district, all of the equipment, the condition it was in, what needed to be done. It is so detailed, it's just mind-blowing. And this is so that RCAC can look at the entire district, the conditions it's in, everything it needs, and come up with a cost. And next month, we have someone from RCAC, and RCAC is free. It's, they are supporting us and helping us, which is their mission, to work with rural water districts such as ours. And he is coming next month to start a GSI, I believe, to develop a digitized map of the district. And so one of the other important reasons of going through all the records was to make certain we had all of the maps so that we can give it to this gentleman, because Black Canyon City has no maps of the district at present. If we have no idea where the lines run, where connections are, and it's essential that we have this information. So all of the questions you're asking are being addressed and have been in the process of being addressed since we received it. And RCAC is addressed to all of the concerns that you're mentioning, and that does not preclude the district from spending $8,000 or so on creating an office that is professional. Well, what you consider luxurious is considered by professionals as just a basic need, Tom.
Beg to differ on that.
Okay, so we are going to table this matter for another meeting, and
Why don't we just vote and decide?
we are going to table this matter for another meeting.
We don't have a choice if this gets tabled or not. The board doesn't have a choice.
Your bylaws don't speak to that issue. So without the bylaws giving you some direction, whether to table or not is up to a vote of the board.
The tabling is up to the board, correct?
yes.
Okay.
The other matter is that we have bids coming in for the, installing
Dropbox.
the security system from both ADT and our IT guy. And the IT guy is also working with Randy on putting in what we need for the computers, as Sean and I met with both of those people last week. So
Okay, but
I want to table the matter
just want to stop
until
the
another
discussion.
meeting.
Just stop the discussion.
Tabling requires a motion.
Well, it should stop.
Pardon?
To table something, you have to do it by
Why
motion.
did we table things before and it didn't require a motion?
Because you weren't tabling it, you were just postponing.
So then how can we do this without having to vote right now?
You could direct that it be postponed, as opposed
So
to
is it
table.
fair, is it fair that the discussion should just be cut off if she doesn't like the direction it's going in?
Yeah,
It's for the
typically,
sake of time.
typically that's the chair's discretion.
Yeah.
If you want to change that part, you need to adopt a set of bylaws.
Right.
Which you have, by the way. I don't think you've adopted them, but you have for your consideration.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think that the board has
so
enough
if I can
information.
just say one thing,
Sure.
I'd be happy to give you, say, about $1,000, $1,500 for the treatments that we need, for the Dropbox that we need, the necessities. But beyond that, just let me know how I feel about it.
Okay, I appreciate how you feel. We're getting other bids.
Right.
And when we have everything put together, we can meet and discuss
See
everything.
if some cheaper stuff going here, because we don't have that one.
Yeah, I mean,
That's why I think we want to push it off so I can have time to go look at these things.
right, and so why did you never get any other quotes or anything, any estimates? That's all you.
When I, do you want me to answer the question?
Yeah, do.
Then I'm going to take the floor. Just weeks before, I got a bid for this place. I looked for licensed contractors that would come here to renovate when we thought we were going to take Unit 1 at the current office location. There was not one contractor I contacted, licensed, bonded, insured, that would come here and actually take a look at this space. If you can find 2 licensed, bonded contractors and you can meet with them, Tom, and show them the space and ask them, then you feel free to get the 2 bids. But I could not find a contractor just weeks before we
Well, weeks,
got this.
it was months. This started
No,
weeks
it's
ago.
weeks, Tom.
No, it's not weeks.
Well, we'll agree to disagree, so that's your option. Would you,
I can
I'm
show
gonna
you,
stop
have
this.
records, have records I can show
Tom?
you. Yeah, emails.
Please.
Emails. Okay, please be honest.
it was weeks before.
No, it goes back further than weeks. Well, I guess you could say 52
This
weeks
is
is weeks. Okay, so go with it. Yeah, 52 weeks is weeks.
How can I address this inappropriate behavior at the table?
I said we get that right here.
Pardon?
The board chair has the authority to adjourn the meeting or recess.
Okay,
Or
we're
take a
going to
break
take a
if you
10-minute
want.
recess.
This is nice. I'll just, you know what, I'll let you go do your thing, okay? Let's proceed. Everyone doesn't have time for this.
Okay, well, so we're going to stop this right now. We're going to, what did you say I could do to move this matter forward?
Vote to go into executive session under A3 for items 4, 5, and 6.
Okay, so, I would like to entertain a motion that the board now goes into, an executive meeting under,
Items 4, 5, and 6. Pursuant
for
to
items 4, 5, and 6. Do I need to cite the statute?
the statutes there already.
And as written in the statutes included in the agenda. So I make a motion that we move into an executive session. I'd like a second.
Grounds?
Pardon?
Shouldn't there be grounds for going into executive session?
Well,
It should be-
6, because the legal matter said at the beginning.
You don't have to have any particular grounds. Presumably, if you go into executive session when you're done giving legal advice, you just reconvene in the public. And then take action on those items.
Right.
Okay, we have a second. All in favor of going into an executive session? Aye.
Opposed?
Opposed?
Okay, 3 ayes, 1 no, and we will The ayes have it, so we will adjourn to go into an executive session. Thanks for coming.
Yes, sir. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So, as we were...
Yes, I live right here in town.
Yeah.
Just hit the red
Were you involved?
Right, no, she's still on the executive and how you get out.
No, I'm not that. I'm not that.
We're in a
I'm over
board.
years.
Okay.
It was quite a project.
I bet it was. It's a nice building. But I have done a lot of work over the old building for renting and work, so, yeah.
Now recorded.
Okay, thank you.
So Mark, some of the board brought up concerns that the quote that you submitted, and I have a copy,
I just gave you one.
was not broken down enough. I believe, if you recall, I sent you an email. I know we've been discussing this for a really long time, and I sent you an email indicating that the board members wanted each piece of work broken down into
Itemized.
thank you, Sean. And that would include the cost for the wall, which I know that has a little piece of flat stuck or something. The cost of the sink,
So I did give you separated out.
okay. Could you please resend that to, could you please give them your email address and they can send it directly to you and you guys can talk? Tom, would you like me to send you a copy of that?
If you just send it to you, you could send
No,
it.
I would prefer him sending it to each,
All right. Yeah, I'll get you.
Well,
Do you have a card on you? I can just email it.
I do in the truck.
Okay, cool.
Sorry.
I can just do that after.
I came over here to, anyways.
Okay.
Let's see, something.
and we had talked about window coverings and then I said, well, maybe take that off because the board wanted to eliminate almost everything off the list.
just the most important thing.
So, excuse me, Tom?
Window covering. is
Excuse
just
Tom,
the most
I got the
essential.
floor.
Go for it.
Thank you. We had talked about alternate things for window coverings, but we'll add those back on.
You want to add those back on to it?
Correct. And I would like to make a record, make it known on the record that I have invited all of the board members on more than one occasion to come and walk through and to actually meet with the contractor, and those board members declined. I know Sean did come, and he did, so the board members have had an opportunity to come and meet with the contractor as well.
I came in at him.
Okay. Tom did.
I'll get it sent to you. It's not that long right from here, so.
Okay, yeah. We'll have it.
Let me go.
I'll forward you the email.
Oh, okay. So you want this?
I'll take that.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
I wrote it special for you.
And so if you guys have any questions, I prefer you going directly to them because I feel like I'm, in the middle and I don't want to be.
So, without having it in front of me, what I remember off the top of my head was I gave you a price, a separated out just the wall,
Right?
which included everything from insulation, drywall finishing, texturing, painting, trim, new glass door, trim and hardware for that as well, all installed. Then I gave you a separate price for one single base cabinet, one piece of countertop, hand sink, that includes a sewer line, water line, and one receptacle circuit, new circuit,
Correct.
for a coffee pot
Correct.
or whatever. And then you have it working out because we're putting a wall in here and the return areas over there. We're putting what I'm going to call a air balancing duct, so a grill with a flex duct going through the ceiling. Now the reason why we're not going just through the wall is because sound, if I'm insulating it, then having a grill in the wall kind of negates sound coming straight through. And then I gave you, I just wrote a number in there because I'm like, I don't know what we're really doing with it, a drop box.
That's right.
It's
Thank
gonna
you
go
for
here.
bringing that up.
Okay,
That one?
I found what I found to be a reasonable drop box was like $320, so I figured $600. That wasn't shipping and taxes, so I don't know where that's at, 'cause I didn't order it.
For the drop off, we were thinking about just putting a solid metal thing right here on the wall on the outside here.
Randy was here.
Instead, because I talked to the owner of the.
Randy, so which wall? Your wall or my wall?
Like right here.
You mean bolt one to the wall right there? Okay.
A lot easier. You don't have to get that in.
I'll have to cut a hole through the wall then.
Exactly. It's a lot easier, a lot cheaper.
That's great. I mean, it's just, if we want to bolt one to the wall, if you get one, I'll hold it to the wall for you. But there's so many options out there, and there's such a range of prices, so.
Okay.
Randy was here and he was okay with that.
How secure you want it too. So, that's another thing that drives the cost up.
Well, then with the security, a camera will be
On that drop
on that
box?
drop box.
Perfect. I know he's got cameras over there on the gun store or something like that.
Right, but we're also,
Just for
That's
peace of mind.
we're
And
waiting on
then-
an estimate for security, or two.
I think I was just gonna move the toilet for you. So,
No, it's okay. We're gonna just.
Somebody, not me,
you're
will
not
come in and
gonna
clean the
do that
toilet.
shit, so.
I'm not doing it.
You're gonna do it?
Of course.
I'll move the toilet for you, so.
We're gonna,
Okay.
we're not gonna trade. If we did anything, we would get a new one, and I know toilets are cheap, but I am not coming in, and I am not cleaning the toilet.
I got it.
Okay,
So
so,
anyway, I will get my wife to resend this to everybody.
Thanks.
So
who had that today, and his boys, and they're just
I will
adorable.
call her. I'll go get it done, so.
And that way, they can ask questions, because then when we get to a meeting like this, I can just throw my hands up in the air and say, I don't know, so this will make it easier.
Pennsylvania or something?
I am from Maryland, so very close to
I heard the
Pennsylvania.
accent.
Okay, let's get back to the meeting. Thank you so much, and thank you for your patience.
Can I interject just one thing?
Go right ahead.
Don't necessarily get sticker shock with the price. I know it's only a short piece of wall, but there's a lot of stuff going on in that short section. Okay?
And that's for the privacy and not being able to put your ear up to the phone door and hear everything that you.
15 feet of wall, which is, it seems like a lot, like, we got,
I've been in a contract thing for over 17 years.
and I'm like, there's just.
I think it's important to also mention you have a lot of referrals from people in town that you've worked for, and you come. I know you guys
I'm sure.
I just do my best. So.
Yeah, this is what
Okay.
Thanks for letting me check out.
Nice meeting everybody.
Stay.
Tom, right?
Yeah.
Nice meeting you too. I think you're the only one I'm really happy for that. So,
Thanks.
Next
I really
week.
am. So,
Thanks for the time.
yeah, no
Thanks.
problem. I'll see you.
Bye. Can we return to the executive session? Do we have to have a vote?
No, since by recess, you simply adjourn the executive session and reconvene into executive.
It is 12:56 p.m.
Wait, so am I
Is that-
stopping this now, or, and then going back into executive session?
Yes.
Okay.
And is that on or off? Yeah.
Huh? That one I gotta do as well.
Yeah, no, we don't want it on.
No, I gotta stop it. Getting interesting. General session.
No, we're in public.
Back to public discussion.
Meeting set.
First item we're going to discuss in the, as we return to the public session is which one?
The first one is the
June 25.
lease, number 5, the separation agreement.
Is the separation agreement. Is there any discussion on the separation agreement? So I guess then we just entertain a motion to accept it,
Accepted or rejected or
to accept it. or-
table it or
We
not.
can discuss it now, right? That's why we.
Yes.
So, I mean, I don't feel good about, paying the money if she's really been quite dishonorable. Really, if you think about it from the beginning, but like you said, maybe they had this, what, Lisa, don't worry about the insurance. But it's like, well, maybe when you got the new board, you should have got insurance. I mean, it is in the contract, isn't it? I mean,
Yes.
But, you know, whatever, it's just, it's been a nightmare, and so, but do we just go ahead and, you know, just go ahead and get through this and just say, you know what, let's just, as smoothly.
The easy way out.
It is the easy way out. And I understand you feeling, you know, bad about it, you know, and feeling like, you know, we really shouldn't be bending a knee, you know, and caving.
Nope,
And,
we should
you
not.
know, but it's just, it seems like there's risk involved with it, and it's just, you know,
Sean?
Okay, if we put this forward to not pay anything right now, can we do that?
Not approving the agreement you made?
Yes.
You could do that.
Not approving it, she doesn't get anything, but will that cancel our relationship with her?
You have the old agreement floating around out there.
so she
So we
could
can ratify it with a new, or we have to type up something new for us, or?
If you want to change the number.
or she could try to say that we're bound to
No.
other expansion.
Okay.
I want to be careful what kind of legal advice I give you in public. So
Yes, sir.
I was a little cautious.
Yeah.
I would agree to having the contract changed. I will absolutely not agree with paying her $3,500 and letting her just walk away because she has managed to not sign legitimate contracts that she agreed to on at least 3 occasions. And I absolutely, you know, we succumbed at one point where she said, I want a $21,000 severance package. And then at one point she said, I'm going to get an attorney. And it was like 3 or 4 weeks, and I asked her twice, so you need the name of your legal counsel. She would never provide it. She never got an attorney. We have succumbed to all of the manipulation and BS that she has presented, and I'm not succumbing to it anymore, period. Enough is enough. If the district gets a reputation of being more concerned about what the owner user is going to think, if we take appropriate, justifiable action against somebody who worked for the district, that screwed the district, then how does that make us look? Like, we're going to manage the district based on public opinion and public. I think the majority of owner users would say, don't give her the money, rescind the contract, write another one, and chances are she's never going to sign it.
So, if I could say just that, I'm not so worried about what people think as I'm worried about just if this is a good responsibly fiscal decision. You know what I
You
mean?
mean paying her $3,500 she doesn't deserve? You don't want to.
It's what it could add up to. It could
What
be
it
up.
could be if she decides to.
It could be up.
But we cannot operate in fear. If you operate from a state
I'm not talking
of fear,
out of fear,
It's
Elaine.
not-
I'm talking
it's not
about
fear.
other people's money.
Yes.
We've already had to pay other people's money for the last time they messed up.
Okay.
What? $270-something thousand dollars, wasn't it?
but that's a totally
$250,000
different
It doesn't
situation.
matter. It's still the other people's money that we had to pay. And that's not the only steward.
I would like to ask the owner users their opinion and not just ours, because it's their money. Tom doesn't want to spend any money to build a wall, but he's willing to give somebody who does not deserve $3,500, $3,500. It appears that way.
I feel like that's a luxury, that's all. You know, on that, and no, this I'm looking at as an investment, okay? It's like, do we want to see what will happen, you know?
Yeah.
Or gamble, take a gamble.
Yep.
That's it. That's what you
Yep.
want to do. You want to take a gamble.
Yep, with 99% confidence,
With
nothing
nobody
is going to
uses
happen.
money. How do you feel
You
about
guys
that?
have not listened, nor have you trusted me from the beginning. Back in January, February, we had this conversation, and I said, she's not doing her job, the office is a mess, things are truly jacked up, and you guys didn't listen to me then. You said, well, she needs training, we need to do this, or we keep being patient enough. And it went on, and then finally it was, well, she really is screwing up the office. I would really appreciate you guys listening to my opinion and my thoughts, because I have been involved with this from the beginning and have not been wrong to date. Not once.
That was considered, what you told us about what was going on, and
You didn't want to do anything then. I wanted to let her go then. You guys did not. And it's probably moving on today.
again, it's the gamble.
Well,
It's the gamble.
what happened? You didn't want to gamble, and now we got into a bigger mess. Just please, listen to what I'm saying, because I've been involved with this and watching her and having conversations with her since January. I just,
Alright, then get the check back from her.
I've asked for her to give the check back.
Get the check back from her and
I asked for her, I sent her a text, I have it, I shared it with Bill, I asked her to return the check 2 days, or the next day, the day after the meeting. Was it not the day after the meeting I asked her to return the check?
We didn't put a
That's
stop
why I
on
get
it.
upset when you ask me to sign checks and I don't know what I'm signing for, and I didn't have to sign that check, but I did. And if I hadn't signed it, she wouldn't have been able to have it.
We signed those checks based on Natalie's input. We were going to sign the checks, but those checks were not to go out.
They
Just
should have
because
been signed if the money wasn't already in there, and I've said that
it
over and
didn't
over.
have anything. We're on two separate topics.
I don't care. He hasn't signed. I don't care.
Lisa never, ever reconciled any of the checking accounts. And I knew that was going on. I knew that. And I have emails to the Yavapai County Treasurer's Office and emails where I get chewed out because I'm asking for the balances and checks too frequently. And they can actually stop answering my emails because, as I was told, this is the only district that is asking for the information you are because people reconcile accounts. She was not reconciling any of the accounts. And we had no way of knowing until we hit a deficit. The checks, we can sign checks, but we can sign checks in advance. That does not mean the checks are going to be released. The checks that were signed, the check that she took, were checks not to be released, and she was told that. She knew that. She did it anyhow. She took her check versus paying an APS.
Well, if you knew that was her track record, maybe you should have been more diligent about it.
Cancel the check?
Because I certainly didn't know that that was her track record.
Of what?
Doing,
Putting checks in willy-nilly order.
I've tried to explain it, but I feel very unheard, Melina. I've tried to explain it. I'm open to answering the questions, but I totally feel like you just don't listen.
I listen. It's the math I don't understand.
It's the what?
The math.
I didn't understand the math either. I did not understand the math either. And I have been in conversations with Bill and Natalie about this for months. How many times have I said the office is a mess and she doesn't know what she's doing?
A lot. You've said a lot. We've all heard you say it. It's not that we don't listen to you. We can't help but listen to you.
So what are the odds that she didn't cash the check pronto?
I don't know. If I had, you know, I would love to be able to go to the bank right now and find out if that check's been.
Me too.
Stop payment on
Me
it,
too.
or
Why don't we have access to the online banking?
Is that the stupidest thing you've ever heard?
Hey, I don't have a check number, and I've scoured the office. When we write a check to someone, there's the check that they take, and there's
I have the check
invoice.
numbers right here.
Perfect. And what's the check number for that check?
then yeah, what about an invoice?
1290 from the 2240 account.
Okay.
What? Hold it. Let's find out right now. Yavapai County Treasurer's Office, Prescott, Arizona.
by phone, press 7, and you will be redirected to our payment processing system. For office hours and location, press 1. For inquiries regarding current and delinquent property taxes, press 2. If you are calling from a district and need to speak to our fiscal department or have questions about excess proceeds, press 3.
It's 2:35.
Hi, you've reached the fiscal department. If you're calling in reference to excess proceeds or bankruptcies calling from the fire district or special district, if you could please leave your name and phone number, and we'll take your call as soon as possible. Thank you. He's not available to take your call. Please leave a message after the tone. Press the pound key to end recording.
Hi, this is Elaine Clayton, Board Chair of Black Canyon Water District, and we are in a board meeting right now, and we need to know if check number, what check number?
1290? Let me check and make sure. Yeah, 1290.
If check number 1290 has been cashed, it would have been for the amount of $3,500 made out to Lisa
Not
Chandler.
Donna.
Sorry, what?
Donna.
What?
It went to Donna Chandler.
Oh, sorry, to Donna Chandler. If you could let us know, my number is 623-210-1281. Thank you.
Thank you. To send your
So we'll see. So there was value to you writing all of those check numbers down. I can,
They have this for every check ever made out at the office.
did we vote to approve Natalie? We voted, and we voted to approve her to get on, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, do we want to?
Was that Natalie you called?
No,
That was never by county.
The general fund.
Correct.
We don't have the.
Only checks come out of the general
How
fund.
long ago did she take the check?
2 days after the meeting, a day or two after the
So it's
meeting.
been, how long? About a week and a half?
That's not the point. I have the text right here. I
Okay,
told her
so-
she did not cash
About
it.
2 weeks?
Yeah.
It's cashed.
You don't know that.
Well, she went to Hawaii right after that, so who knows if she actually cashed it.
Okay. I'll bet you.
I have file checks.
So,
I went on vacation.
I'll bet you that.
it doesn't
But
mean,
so now what do we do if she did? Or, should
We can't assume anything. We have to go with what we know. So we got to do that.
Well, we have to look at the worst case scenario or something, don't we?
so I'm going to entertain a vote that we accept or reject Lisa Chandler's separation agreement. I'm going to make a motion that we reject it. Is there a second?
We can always, can we still, do the agreement that we get it signed, we're just not giving her the money, or is it still?
We have to reject this entire agreement and
Before we
write
move
another
on.
one.
Right.
So I'm going to make a motion that we reject the agreement as it is written and make another agreement, where she does not receive
That's part of the
the
motion, is that we will make
$3,500. Correct.
another separation agreement.
Correct.
Let's look at another second. I mean,
I need a
I'm
second.
gonna say, I second it.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye. 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 Melina, aye. Motion carries
All in favor?
unanimously 4-1. So we are not going to accept this current separation agreement for Lisa Chandler. Now, we can't do anything with Julie's, can we? Because we have to have a ratification meeting.
Yeah,
Can we discuss anything?
You have an agreement you could approve today. If you do it today, you have to decide what day it's effective. Because you've got a month's, right now you're under a month. Jerry is under a 1 month's agreement with her for service.
Okay.
If you allow that to stand, you have to deal with the fact that this agreement has a start date. Do you want it to start while this other one's still in place? Is she being paid under your agreement or his?
Or
Yeah,
should we
he
do
would.
it at the end of that agreement?
Exactly. You could make it effective on
Okay.
September 1 as an example.
Right, but we do need to discuss it, we can discuss it, it's on the agenda.
Yeah.
And, anybody have any thoughts?
No, I think that's perfect. I think that's what
You
we're expected to do anyways.
Okay, and so, I guess we had like an executive session, we got legal, I can't talk about it.
So,
But,
do we vote to approve to pay Jerry, or do we just vote to approve her?
Jerry's
That's
ratification
ratification.
is a different motion. And that's what you're going to deal with on Wednesday if you do it.
So all we have to
Voting
do,
on this.
all we have to do is accept this contract effective September 1st.
the discussion is on this contract, and so, it's 6 hours a day, 5 days a week. Would we maybe consider having the office open on a Saturday?
No.
No office
Nobody
open on a
wants to work
Saturday.
on Saturday. That is, and that would, if you look at other business, no. Saturday is,
Well,
people
you're
have a number of
assuming-
options to pick.
You're assuming that she wouldn't want to work for time and a half on
Why are
Saturday.
we gonna pay time and a half? Why?
Time and a half Saturday.
No. We have
This is for
plenty
3
of
hours?
options for people to pay their bills. Plenty. We do not need to pay
Well,
somebody
we don't
time
need
and a
6
half.
hours. We don't need 6 hours in the office. How about that? And we work 3 hours, office is open 3 hours a day. We have an accountant.
There are other-
handling all that.
There's filing, there's putting records away, there's new customers, there's work orders. Typically, the office was open 9 to 3 with 9 to do for payments and 12 to 3 for other things. That is typically how the office was intended to operate. But Lisa never stayed.
When was that? I mean, because it's always been 9 to 12 that I'm aware of.
When Sarah was there, the office hours are 9 to 3, with it being open 9 to 12. But 12 to 3 is for doing other essential office duties.
So wouldn't Natalie be doing other
Is she
essential?
gonna come and do our filing? Is she gonna put agenda and meeting things into binders? Is she going to fill out new customer applications? Is
So
she
you
going to be?
feel, okay, so you feel that 6 hours is necessary 5 days a week?
Yeah.
I feel it's reasonable.
Reasonable. What would 5 hours look like?
A mess.
1 hour
We're talking
difference,
about
1
an
hour
hour.
difference per day.
6 hours
And
is
the office could
reasonable.
actually be open, not just like.
No, because you cannot, every time you start filing or getting involved in doing anything,
Okay.
somebody walks in the door and
Understood.
you're interrupted.
Understood. I think that 5 hours maybe is pretty reasonable.
I think 6 hours is reasonable.
I don't think everybody's 6.
You have not been in the office, nor have you worked in the office, so you're making that
Well,
assumption.
there are
Five
some things
hours.
on the contract, there's a thing or two, like, on the minutes, it said shall something on the minutes. But it needs to be less vague, I think. And so, there are a few things, I think, on the contract that would probably want to be changed.
So then we don't vote on it and we wait, and then what? We wait and have another meeting to vote on this?
Well-
If that's what you want, we can.
I'm concerned because, it says office duties as requested. and
That's
I-
Jerry's contract, that's something
But
different.
it's still, what is she gonna be doing in there? We don't know.
What was like,
It's,
from time to time, there's something about time to time, it's a little bit vague. I mean, there's something about time to time, from time to time, or certain.
all right, thank you for that. Thank you.
I mean, it depends on how one wants to interpret it, I guess.
My bad.
I mean, it's pretty close, I would say. And, yeah, I just, I thought if we can, I have it.
So, people are getting quiet, this has been almost 3 hours. We need to decide what we're gonna do. Do we wanna vote on it today, or do we wanna wait and do it
I
later?
wanted to vote on it today. Like, we read this all week. If we had something to say, why didn't we say it? I've read this in multiple times.
And
Because
what
that's
I'm
how things have been operating, which is why we don't get contracts signed in a timely manner,
Well, what the thing
which
is
is why
that-
we end up in such a foobar.
So what was the thing that we had such gripe about, the time to time?
Yeah, there's something, it's just vague.
Okay.
That's all.
And you can
And,
expand on the
and
time
if
to
you
time.
really remember, we went back to, we had a major issue with Lisa being a contractor. I thought we were moving to employee.
Bill, could you please address this?
I don't want
It's
to,
been addressed before, Tom.
I don't want to give you legal advice on the public record.
Okay, so, Tom, if you can't make up your mind, we'll vote
No,
another time.
I'm just asking you, because it was never brought to my attention that we had an executive meeting, we discussed things, and we decided that it would be best to have somebody in the office on the payroll, because that way we would have more, like, we would be more in
We have
control
discussed
of
this
things getting
before.
done.
Do you
know
want
what?
to go over it again?
Since this is basically on review after 6 months, as far as the payment, $21, it's on review, and if she's not doing good, has she been doing pretty good?
Yes.
Okay, that's good to hear. And it's a 1-year, basically, contract. Then I think I'm ready to go ahead and.
Yeah.
Okay, I would like to entertain a
Sorry to
motion.
disappoint everybody, but I just,
I would like to entertain a motion to approve the office clerk contract.
Oh.
We have to make sure her name is spelled correctly.
Wait.
It's Owings and not Owens. That change needs to be made. That we accept the contract effective September 1st, 2025. Anyone like to second that
When I see
motion?
your draft, just to be sure about this, I mean, this is what we're going on.
Would anyone like to second that
I
motion?
want to make sure this is what we're going on.
All in favor of approving Julie's contract, say aye. Aye. Tom? Motion passes unanimously.
We'll see what happens.
The meeting
Also,
ends at 14:49.
All right, so you want,
Meeting is adjourned. Turn everything off, please.
you want us to clean this up, put it in the file, and send it back over?
Pardon?
You want us to put it in the file for you, and send it to you?
Oh, well, I just want to make sure her name is spelled correctly.
Well, that and the effective date, but
That's fine. Yes, let's just get it done.
are we done with the recording stuff?
It's being
We
recorded.
weren't officially adjourned.
I did officially adjourn.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, then,
Now, the tables need to come down. I got everything in, I'm not gonna be taking everything out.
I'll come in the chair in just 1 second, I'll listen to all of it.
slow connection. Okay.